trying to figure out what tool to use at work for something like project management, for customer support, for operations, and you might start off your search with Google, do something like, should I use Coda or Notion for project management? You'll come across a bunch of like SEO articles around like whether or not you should use one tool or the other. You might also go to, let's say, Reddit and just look at a Reddit thread on like Notion versus Coda. Pretty common search term here. The better solution, which we're told to do if you work in B2B SaaS, is to just ask your colleagues or ask one of your friends that work in the industry that you work in, hey, what tool do you use for XYZ use case? That's also pretty good. But if you have nowhere to start, what if you could start with ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is an amalgamation of a bunch of content on the web. And I'm not sure if they ingest, if Reddit threads and Twitter posts and all that kind of stuff were thrown into the model, but we could try to use ChatGPT to help us figure out what tool is best for a given use case. So this is all about which SaaS tool should I use? To start off, I'm in Coda, of course. I'm going to do a simple prompt, and this is where the prompt is really important. So let's say I do, help me pick the best tool for project management, Notion or Coda. And let's see what the answer is. When it comes to project management, choosing the right tool is essential for the success of the project. Pretty generic bot talk. We will compare Notion and Coda to help you decide which tool is best for project management needs. Let's see. Here's the conclusion. Both Notion and Coda are excellent tools for project management. Choosing the right one depends on your project specific needs. That's actually the right way to look at it. Coda might be the better option. So pretty generic scenario here, generic response. Let's try something else here. Let's try help me write a paragraph on which tool is best for project management. Let's see what it comes up with this time, Coda or Notion. I think this will give us a much more generic answer. So, no. Ultimately, the best tool for project management depends on the specific needs and preferences of each individual team. So this is what I don't like, which is like, ChatGPT gives you a very kind of wishy-washy answer, which is like, both tools are good, choose one for the best use case. So instead, I created a prompt that forces ChatGPT to pick only one tool and also to defend their answer. So let's do, camera's in front of the way, Notion, let's do Coda first. Coda, tool one, compared to Notion, and then project management. Now here's the prompt that gets fed into ChatGPT here. Pick only one tool to use between Coda and Notion and defend your answer by telling me why that tool is the best for this work-related use case project management. So this is actually just a formula that takes into account these three different select lists, Coda, the first drop down, second drop down, the project management, and then it just kind of creates these prompts based on what's been selected. And let's see what the first answer is. For project management, the best tool to use between Coda and Notion is Coda. Although both tools, Coda has more comprehensive project management features. Okay, so actually I think depending on when I ask the ChatGPT, sometimes it flip-flops between Coda and Notion, but this is just a good starting point. Let's try Coda versus Asana for project management, and let's see what the AI comes up with in this case. If you look at the prompt here, again, this prompt changes now from pick only one tool to use between Coda and Asana and defend your answer. Sometimes this is faster if I tickle the formula here. Here we go. Not sure what happened there, but Asana is the better tool. Let's refresh this. I would choose Asana over Coda, while Coda offers more comprehensive features. Asana is specifically designed for project management purposes, so I wouldn't disagree there. Asana is more opinionated software, so that kind of makes sense. Let's try Coda versus Airtable. That's 1 point for Asana. Hopefully this will refresh. This will refresh it manually. Airtable is the best tool, provides high blah blah blah. Overall, Airtable is the most efficient option for managing projects and keeping team members on the same page. So 1 point for Airtable. Now let's go back to Notion. I bet that we might get a different answer now. Here we go, see? For the first time I did Coda versus Notion, it selected Coda. And now it says, I recommend Notion. While Coda does offer similar features, Notion's collaborative capabilities and flexibility make it the better choice for project management. Let's try some other combinations. Let's try Monday versus Clickup for product management. I would recommend choosing Monday.com as the best tool for product management. One of the reasons why Monday.com stands out is its user-friendly interface and allows for easy collaboration among team members. Okay. Why don't we let's look at Smartsheet versus Confluence for engineering. It's a pretty broad use case, but let's take a look. If I had to pick just one tool between Smartsheet and Confluence for engineering-related work, I would choose Smartsheet. Smartsheet's project management and automation capabilities make it much better suited for engineering work. Okay, so it's able to kind of like basically comb through each company's website, I assume, or maybe Wikipedia or whatever content is out there, and then take that content and just distill it down into a paragraph. Let's say one more time, Microsoft Excel versus Google Sheets for sales, kind of random. I would recommend using Microsoft Excel as a tool of choice, more advanced data analysis and visualization capabilities compared to Google Sheets. I'm not going to argue with that there. So we can do one tool compare another tool. Well, let's try to compare all the tools. So all the tools in my set, in this case, is Coda, Notion, Google Sheets, Airtable, Asana, Confluence, Monday, Clickup, Smartsheet, Microsoft Excel. If I click on this box here, the prompt now changes to pick one tool out of all these tools, all the tools listed in the tools table. Defend your answer on why this tool is the best out of all these tools for this work-related use case, sales. And let's refresh this again. Interesting, it says Asana is the best for sales-related use cases. Let's see what happens if I do project management. Let's see what it does for project management. Still recommends Asana. Again, this is regardless of what tools I pick for these two right here. Let's try OKRs. Also a very fun exercise I'm sure all of you like to do. Notion is the best for work-related use cases involving OKR. Overall, Notion offers the most comprehensive solution for managing OKRs, making it the clear choice for work-related use cases. Let's try product marketing. Notion stands out as the best tool for product marketing purposes. So you can technically plug in any use case here, it'll give you an answer. I kind of pulled these use cases just coming from like our website and Notion's website and etc. But if you want to get a more detailed use case, let's say we want to do something very specific. And let me add an option, which is doing agile sprint planning with a release calendar. Let's see, let's pick this as the use case down here, and let's see which tool, out of all the tools, it thinks it's best for that. Interesting, Monday.com. The platform's visual interface makes it easy to prioritize tasks and visualize team progress throughout the sprint planning process. Why don't you do something fun? Let's do like trip planning. This actually wouldn't be surprised if this is Google Sheets. Oh, Notion is the best choice for trip planning. Notion's organization tool allows for customizable approach to planning with the ability to create databases and calendars as well as detailed note-taking capabilities. Let's do another fun one. Let's try recipe planning. I'm not sure if that's a thing, but let's try it out. Definitely Notion. Customization tables, databases to keep track of ingredients and recipes. I'm trying to think of another work-related use case. Let's try creating a burn down chart for better resource allocation. I don't know, something related to, I guess, sprints. Let's see what the tool is best for this use case. That's interesting. Using Excel for creating a burn down chart, which kind of makes sense because Excel is probably the most customizable for burn down charts. Overall, Microsoft Excel provides a powerful and flexible platform for creating a burn down charts and optimizing resource allocation in the workplace. So there you go. So you could try using ChatGPT, or eventually I'll publish this template to help you figure out which tool to use. And it could be a good alternative compared to just Googling a bunch of things and looking up Reddit threads. Ultimately, you should probably just ask your colleagues and industry colleagues to figure out what's best for your use case.